ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। I welcome everyone to the Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yoga series. Today we'll be discussing the 30th shloka of the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the 26th and 27th shlokas, Krishna described the simplicity of pure bhakti, where in 26th shloka Krishna said, you can just offer me patram pushpam phalam toyam. Your offering can be as simple as a leaf or flower or fruit or leaf or water. I will accept it if you offer it with devotion. In the 27th shloka, Krishna said, whatever you do it as an offering to me. Then in 28th shloka, Krishna described the result of offering everything to Krishna. Then in the 29th shloka, Krishna spoke how he is specially inclined towards his devotees. Although Krishna is equal to all, samoham sarva bhuteshu, he doesn't hate anyone, name dveshosti, and he doesn't favor anyone specifically, na priyaha, but ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. If somebody worships Krishna with bhakti, with devotion, Krishna naturally has a special inclination towards such devotees. But what if such devotees sometimes make mistakes? If they make offenses, if they commit some sinful activities, if they do some durachara, what happens? How does Krishna deal with a devotee who makes mistakes? That's the theme of the next shloka. Let's recite it. Apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananyabhak sadhureva samantavyah samyak vyavasito hi saha. अपि चेत् सुदुराचारो भजते माम अनन्य भाग साधुरेव समन्तव्यः सम्यक व्यवसितो हि सः. In short, in this shloka and in the next shloka, Krishna describes how he deals with a devotee who makes mistakes. Mistakes are of multiple types. Some are small mistakes, some are serious mistakes, some are intentional mistakes, some are unintentional mistakes. But whatever it is, mistake is a mistake. When a devotee does a mistake, how does Krishna deal with it? That's the subject matter of this shloka and the next shloka also. Let's see. Krishna says, Apichet suduracharo. Even if a devotee does sudurachara, means very abominable and sinful activity. Right? Durachara means bad manners, wrong activities. Durachara. Sudurachara means extremely bad activities. Even if somebody commits some extremely abominable, sinful activities, Krishna says, Bhajate mam, if he worships me. That too, he adds one more word here. Ananya bhag, not just simply worshipping Krishna casually, with exclusive devotion. Anya means something else and Ananya means nothing else. We discussed it. In the 22nd shloka of this chapter only, Krishna spoke about Ananya Bhakti. Ananyas chintayanto mam yejanaha paripasate. So Ananya means without any distraction or deviation. If somebody worships and serves Krishna without any distraction or deviation, even if such a devotee commits a sinful activity or abominable activity, sadhureva samantavya, Krishna considers him a saintly devotee, a good devotee. Sadhu means a saint. He considers him a sadhu because samyak vyavasito hi saha, because he is fixed in the devotional service with determination. Vyavasito hi saha. So Ananya Bhak means there is some exclusive worship of Krishna going on. Although he makes mistakes, because he simply is worshipping Krishna without any distraction or deviation, mm, with a determination, Krishna accommodates him. Krishna doesn't penalize him. Krishna considers him saintly. Now it seems he is too partial. Just because they worship Krishna, that worship gives them license to do anything they want, and Krishna accommodates them. Krishna considers them sadhu too much. He is doing abominable activity. See this. See the words that Krishna used: sudurachara and sadhu here. In the first line, Krishna said that the devotee has committed sudurachara, means very abominable activity. Not just durachara, sudurachara, very, very abominable activity. And Krishna says, he is a sadhu. I consider him a sadhu. Why? Why Sudurachari becomes a sadhu? Because there is bhajate ma mananya bhag, because there is exclusive worship of Krishna without any distraction or deviation. Because in bhakti, there are two stages, multiple stages, but let's talk about two stages. One is the practice stage, second is the perfection stage. When a devotee becomes completely perfect in the practice of bhakti, when a devotee, what is becoming perfect in bhakti? Means they have perfectly developed love for Krishna. They're very mature. They're very advanced. They have, mm, they don't have any more shortcomings or anarthas. All this lust, envy, pride, greed, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, all these are gone. They have developed some mature love for Krishna. They are not distracted. They are not deviated. They are not having any general human shortcomings. So they are called perfect devotees, siddhas. But there are sadhakas. Sadhakas means those who practice. They are in the practice stage. In the practice stage, still there are some anarthas. There are some flaws. There are some faults, shortcomings. Even though they are practicing bhakti, mm, sometimes they may become lusty. Sometimes they may become angry. Sometimes they may become little jealous of other devotees. Sometimes they may become little proud. Oh, I have done this so much service. So these shortcomings, this mm, uh, these anarthas are still there in the practice stage, right? In the very beginning stage of practice, anarthas are more, and as one intensifies one's practice, to the degree the practice is sincere, to that degree anarthas slowly start coming down. And when the practice becomes perfect, anarthas become zero, right? I'm keeping in very, very simple language, right? So now in this practice stage, because of the presence of some anarthas, and not only the inner anarthas, outside ambience is there. Kalyuga ambience is there. In Kalyuga, my God, hundreds and thousands of distractions. Even if you just open a phone unintentionally, right? Just try to see something, something which is good, but some ad may come or some other pop-up may come, which may kind of contaminate the thought, contaminate the consciousness. So, and not just within the phone, outside there are hundreds and thousands of distractions. So because of some distractions around us, or because of the anarthas which are still present within the heart, sometimes a devotee may circumstantially, unintentionally, incidentally, accidentally may commit some mistakes. Then Krishna excuses them and doesn't penalize them, accommodates them, and gives them one more chance, two more chances, so that they can come up. So that's the point here. But if somebody intentionally commits a mistake, on purpose commits a mistake, then Krishna will allow them to undergo the necessary reaction. So, therefore, we need to understand the sloka and the context. Oh, I do Sudhirachara and I worship Krishna. Krishna will consider me sadhu. That's not the, literally, it may seem like that, but that abominable mistake that the devotee commits is not done intentionally. It's done circumstantially. Or sometimes it could be done by the force of habit, because the devotee sincerely wants to overcome these difficulties or these shortcomings he has, but because of the force of the habit, because he has been doing that for many years or decades and probably lifetimes, although he wants to overcome certain anartha, he may not be able to do it immediately. He may take some time. So in that time where the devotee is sincerely praying and trying and endeavoring and desiring to overcome certain anartha, Krishna doesn't become impatient. He'll give the time. Oh, you want more time to overcome this anartha? Okay, let me wait for you. Right? But they're exclusively worshipping Krishna only. Ananya Bhag is important here. So while trying to overcome your shortcomings, you are doing bhajate mam ananya bhag. You need to worship Krishna, serve Krishna, follow the prescribed practices of bhakti like Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, etc. Ananya bhag, without any distraction or deviation. So there is a determination. Vyavasito hi saha. There is a determination in the practice, yet sometimes the determination is being hampered by certain shortcomings we are having. So, like a child is there, he's trying to walk. Because he's not having that habit of walking, he may walk few steps and may fall down. That's don't worry. He will, when he falls down on the ground, he will take support from the ground only, and the child will again get up and again make some few steps. Like when we are a small child trying to ride cycle for the first time. Like I was riding cycle when I was young. I was taking my father's little big Atlas cycle. So, because I was not tall enough at that time, so I would put my, the Atlas cycle has this like triangle kind of thing, right? I would keep the seat, cycle seat under my armpit and hold the handle with left hand and put my leg between this inside this triangle and try to pedal the cycle like that. I don't know what you call that in English. We call it monkey. In those days, that's a nickname to when somebody rides cycle in that way. That's called monkey riding. Anyways, oh, eventually, while doing some monkey riding, falling for some time, falling few times, slowly I try to sit on the seat. But the legs are not tall enough to pedal the cycle properly. So I would just push this pedal very hard with one leg, then the other one will just come up because my foot cannot reach so down. So it will come up. Then I'll just try to do that. And sometimes I may not be able to catch and I may fall. Then again I get up and do it. And eventually I become a little taller enough to handle it. So when you're riding a cycle, when you're learning a cycle, sometimes you may fall down. But with the determination, you get up and then continue. Similarly, when you're worshipping Krishna sincerely, sometimes there may be distraction, deviation. But with the determination, you get up, again you continue to worship. Again you may get distracted. Again you continue to worship. Right? So when you are trying to worship the Lord with determination, even if you are getting distracted or disturbed sometimes, Krishna will not penalize you. Even if you make some mistakes because of past old habit or the force of the past impressions or circumstantially there is some distraction or slip, Krishna doesn't penalize you so much. He will accommodate you. That's the point. But if somebody purposely does a mistake, intentionally it is a mistake, even if he has the ability and opportunity to avoid making that mistake, if he still does that mistake, then Krishna will do the needful to purify him. He will give whatever is the required mm, punishment or penalty to purify him, of course. So a devotee by nature is very good. One who truly loves Krishna and serves Krishna is definitely good, because their attempt there to perform bhakti naturally changes their heart. But sometimes they may make some mistakes. That one mistake does not erase their real devotion. Right? They will feel repentant and they will again come back. Prabhupada writes in many of his purports that human beings have four defects. One, imperfect senses. Second, committing mistakes. Third, getting illusion. Fourth, cheating propensity. Because they make mistakes out of illusion and they feel little embarrassed to expose the mistakes. They try to cover the mistakes through cheating. So some mistakes are small, some are big, right? So while writing, you cannot write perfectly. You have an eraser at the end of the pencil so that you can rub it, you can erase it, and then rectify it. So similarly in bhakti also, we cannot do everything perfectly. There may be some mistakes in the initial days, right? But the point here is in the shloka is that one slip is not the end. Sometimes the material world pulls a devotee down. A mistake can happen, but the devotion is still there because of the background of practicing bhakti, at least for some significant amount of time. Even if a devotee slips, he doesn't lose the devotion. Circumstantially, incidentally, he may get distracted from bhakti for a while, but again he will be reinstated. Oh, last 2 days have been very distracting, lot of negative thoughts, lot of lusty thoughts, or lot of envious thoughts. Then again he suddenly sits in the temple hall, hears a Bhagavatam class, and the speaker says something. then oh my god, what has been happening in last 2 days? Then he'll just come out of those thoughts and he'll focus on his bhakti, right? So as long as you're practicing bhakti, sometimes these anarthas will trouble us. They will disturb us, distract us, but we should not feel disappointed or discouraged, right? So that slip doesn't make you lose devotion. Your devotion may become little slow because of bad company, laziness, distraction, or maybe you become angry, irritable sometimes. So, but yeah, we understand their faults, but we try our best to come back. Now, Indra, he's also a devotee, nice devotee. He's the king of the heaven, but sometimes he has a tendency to become proud. So when he becomes proud, Krishna personally tries to purify him of that pride. You know the story. I will not narrate this whole thing. So once Indra became proud, and Krishna told the Vrajavasis, the residents of Vrindavan, don't worship Indra. Worship Govardhan instead. Let's do Govardhan Puja. Let's stop Indra Puja. Because Indra is becoming proud, because he's receiving puja. Then Krishna said, stop this puja, and Indra's pride will be crushed. Then Indra became angry, very agitated. He tried to destroy Vrindavan because they stopped his puja. He created a devastating rainfall in Vrindavan for 7 days and 7 nights. And within 1 week, he realized, oh my God, what am I doing? Krishna stopped my puja because I became very proud. Then Indra came to Krishna. He came to Govardhan mountain. He fell at the feet of Krishna. He begged forgiveness. Krishna, I'm sorry. I did a mistake. I became very proud. You please protect me. You have actually protected me by stopping my puja. And Krishna said, okay, no problem. Go back and rule your heaven, but don't become proud again. So Krishna said. Basically, devotee or any living being has three natures. First, conditioned nature. Second, circumstantial nature. Third, constitutional nature. You know what are they? See, conditioned nature means because of being in this material world, we are conditioned by the three material modes. Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. They keep bothering us. They keep troubling us. That's called conditioned nature. And we have to strive to overcome that conditioned nature. Because of the influence of these three material modes, sattvagun, rajogun, tamogun, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the conditioned soul, we ourselves are called conditioned souls in this, means baddha jivas. So we are bound by conditioned material nature. So because of these conditionings, there is lust, there is envy, there is anger, there is pride, there is greed, etc. So we need to strive to overcome them by practicing bhakti. Mm. But second is circumstantial nature. What is the circumstantial nature? It's not conditioning, because for example, uh, a person is generally not very angry, or let me just put it this way, let me give a more gross example. Because of conditioned nature, somebody is a thief, so he is conditioned to steal things. If he goes to somebody's home, he will try to pick up something and then put in his pocket, right? He is in the railway station, or bus stand, or wherever. He has a tendency to steal money from others, or articles from others, or whatever. That's his conditioned nature, right? But there is a circumstantial nature. Say, this a person who is conditioned to steal, he will deliberately steal because he's habituated to doing that. Circumstantially, for example, you went for a meeting with a friend, and your phone and his phone both are together. By mistake, instead of picking up your phone, you picked up someone else's phone. That may be better phone. And you went, and then after 2 days, or after one day, you realized, or maybe after a few hours, you realize, oh, it's not my phone. And these people are calling. They're trying to reach out. They're trying to search. They're very anxious. Uh, then they found out that you have that phone. Then what you need to do is, you should say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to steal your phone, but by mistake I picked up this phone thinking that it is my phone. And once they understand that you are genuine, you didn't intentionally want to steal, they'll forgive you, they'll excuse you. But some people are there, hey, you are supposed to be a little more careful, or some people don't even trust that. Oh, maybe he intentionally stole. uh, they think this circumstantial behavior as a conditioned behavior. He's habituated to steal. They may think like that. That's their problem. Then we need to clarify. But point is, somebody is conditioned to steal, and someone else, circumstantially, he may pick up someone else's object, although they didn't intend to do it. Right. Third is constitutional nature. Constitutional nature means, oh, it's like our eternal nature to serve Krishna, that is servant of Krishna. So we are all Jiver, Sorbahe, Krishna, and Nityadas. We are servants of Krishna. That's our constitutional nature. So we need to overcome this conditioned nature and avoid the circumstantial, mistakes, and we need to embrace our constitutional nature as soon as possible by the process of bhakti, right? So conditioned nature may induce a lot of anarthas in us. We need to strive to overcome them by practicing bhakti. And as far as circumstantial nature is concerned, generally gentlemanly people and especially Krishna doesn't take it very seriously. By mistake, he stole the phone. Not stole. By mistake, he picked up the phone, or by mistake, he did this. He did this mistake, or circumstantially, incidentally, accidentally, he did a mistake. For example, here you see this picture. Parikshit Maharaj is keeping a dead snake around Shami Krishi's neck. That was totally a circumstantial behavior. It's not his constitutional nature, definitely. It's not his conditioned nature, also. It's not that he's conditioned to insult Brahmanas. You know the story, right? Parikshit Maharaj, once he was in the forest, he was hunting, and he became very hungry and thirsty. He went to Shamik Rishi's ashram and he asked for some water. But Rishi did not give water because he is so absorbed in meditation. He is so absorbed. He did not even realize that a guest came and standing at his doorstep asking for some water. That made Parikshit Maharaj very angry. So what did he do? He picked up a dead snake and kept it around Shamik Rishi's neck. Now, this Parikshit Maharaj never did it this before. He never did this. He is very respectful to all the Brahmanas. For the first time in his life, he is insulting a Brahmana in this way. That is totally circumstantial behavior, not conditioned behavior. Definitely not constitutional behavior. Constitutional nature is basically the soul's nature, soul's innate eternal nature. Conditioned nature means the nature that we acquire because of this body, material body, and because of material modes. Circumstantial means it's neither conditioned nor constitutional. Once in a while, you behave little different from what you are supposed to behave, right? So Krishna forgives us circumstantial mistakes, and as far as conditioned mistakes are concerned, we have to strive to overcome them, and we need to eventually come to constitutional nature. That's the point. So when Krishna says Sudurachara and Sadhuma Evravasa Mantavya, please understand that Sudurachara is not a deliberately done mistake. It's accidental, not intentional. Now, how to deal with such accidental mistakes? Now, one more thing. What if others do such accidental mistakes? Don't mock them. Now, we will discuss what we need to do when we do such mistakes. But let's first begin with what to do when others do such mistakes. Such mistakes. Don't immediately mock a devotee. If someone sincerely chants and serves Krishna and accidentally makes a mistake, don't mock them, don't offend them. You help, don't hurt them. For example, this devotee, he's very careful generally, but he somehow dropped some sanctified water here. It's a mistake. He's not supposed to do it, but he didn't intentionally do it. You please don't be very harsh to them. We help them and encourage them. Don't be like these people. Be like these people, right? Now it's easier said like this. Don't insult a sincere devotee. But sometimes unintentionally also, people may make very major mistakes. Like somebody unintentionally mm, caused a fire accident and the entire room or home got burnt. Now they need to be given a very serious warning. Of course, we don't suspect their intentions, but at the same time, the accidental mistake they have done created a very serious damage. Accordingly, you need to deal with them and give feedback to them in a more severe manner. If it's a small mistake, it's okay, no problem. You can just forgive them. But intentions matter, right? Even if it's a major mistake, if it's unintentional, then you should not label the person's character. Yes, definitely, you don't approve the mistake. Mistake is a mistake, whoever has done it. and it creates damage whether you do it intentionally or unintentionally. It creates its damage. Sometimes the damage could be very severe. Then you need to deal with it appropriately, right? But don't question the integrity of the person, or don't suspect the loyalty of the person, especially when they accidentally do that mistake and it's not intentionally committed, right? That's why a lot of Vaishnava aprats happen when we unnecessarily suspect devotees. Before suspecting others' intentions, you suspect your perceptions. Maybe it's not his intention, it may be my perception. He may have good intention, but I'm labeling him as having bad intentions. It's my perception, probably. Give a benefit of doubt before doubting others, right? Before doubting others, give a benefit of doubt. Before suspecting others' intentions, suspect your own perceptions. Then we will save a lot of relationships. Otherwise, relationships will go for a toss. Every now and then we keep judging devotees, suspecting their loyalty. Even every small mistake we keep on, mm, mocking them or labeling them or judging them. They feel very stressed and all. Yeah, they may be suffering with some circumstantial mistakes, or sometimes could be innocent conditioned behavior also. They're struggling to overcome. But if you say, hey, कभी सुधरेगा ही नहीं, he will never improve. If you say like that, we are not having even sufficient faith in bhakti. We are not seeing their prayer to Krishna. Maybe they realize that they have done some mistake and they're trying their hard, they're sincerely endeavoring, and they're praying to Krishna also. Krishna, please protect me, let me overcome this. But we are not seeing that prayer. We are just going by their external behavior and then we are labeling them. That could lead to some aparadh, right? But if their behavior is causing some serious disturbance, you may have to deal with them appropriately, but don't lose kindness upon them. Because Krishna doesn't lose kindness. Krishna doesn't disown a devotee. Krishna doesn't give up on a devotee. Krishna doesn't hate a devotee. Okay, you may not be able to uplift somebody as much as Krishna can do. We agree with that. But at least don't hate. At least don't envy. At least don't think negative. At least don't hold any grudges. At least try to be well wisher. If you can't be well wisher, at least don't desire their harm. That much we can do. There's no doubt in it. So we should never desire harm for a devotee, uh, even if the devotee does greatest harm. Of course, sometimes the mistake must be punished. If there's a mistake, there may be appropriate punishment, but that punishment is imposed by gentlemanly devotees upon this wrongdoer, not out of hatred, but out of compassion. How is it an expression of compassion? You are punishing someone, you are saying it's compassion. Yes, that much of punishment must be given out of compassion, because with that punishment, they will become purified. That punishment is a penalty for the mistake they have done, and the punishment is also a means by which they avoid similar mistakes in future. Thus, punishment is meant for purification, and one who is imposing that appropriate punishment on a wrongdoer is expressing compassion. So that was discrimination we should have. Otherwise, uh, if we keep on labeling and judging devotees unnecessarily and over exaggerate their mistakes, then we'll dishearten them, and that could lead to aparadhs also. Uh, so then mistakes are not excuses. Don't do wrong things intentionally and deliberately. Don't just say, ah, I have broken this, I'm sorry. Not that you are done. Next time be careful, right? So you say sorry, but not as a formality, but genuinely say sorry. Learn the lesson, and try to avoid that mistake again. Do it better next time. So that's that much sincerity we should have. Honest devotees, they don't do intentional mistakes. They do uh, incidental mistakes. They may perform mistakes, but they are incidental or accidental, but not intentional. They don't justify the mistakes. They rectify the mistakes. They sincerely apologize for their mistakes. They don't cover it up. They take responsibility for the mistakes committed. They never say, I'm not responsible. uh, and also when they apologize, it's not a formality. It's done with sincere regret and with empathy towards others' feelings. Oh, my mistake has caused so much pain to others. and there is a guilt in it. There is a genuine guilt that they are undergoing. With that guilt, they say apology, not a formality, right? So, and when we make mistakes, realize the mistake, admit the mistake, regret for the mistake, rectify the mistake if it is possible. Some can be rectifiable, but some are not. You have to face the consequences. But if it is possible, rectify the mistake. Then don't repeat the mistake. And remember the mistake. Very important. We should remember the mistakes that we have committed. Why? So that we don't repeat them again. First point. Second point is, say you have committed a mistake, but by trying hard, you overcome that mistake in, in a period of, say, 6 months or 1 year. So after 1 year, you are not committing the same mistake anymore. Now, because you are not making that mistake, you may become proud. People may praise you. People may glorify you. At that time, you may become very proud. Then you remember, oh, just 1 year back, 6 months back, I have been doing this mistake. That remembrance of our past fallen condition will help us become humble now when we receive appreciation for our current improved condition. Now we improved. Earlier we were here. Now we are here. And people are praising us. Their praise may cause pride in us. So when we remember where we were before, we will not become proud, we will become humble. Not just that, we will also be grateful to those people who brought us from this place to this place. Very important, right? By remembering our past mistakes, we can become humble and also we can become grateful. Humility and gratitude, both will manifest. One more thing will manifest by remembering past mistakes: respect. When another person does a mistake, we will not immediately disrespect them, knowing that, oh, some time back I was doing the same mistake. Now he's doing that mistake. Let me not disrespect this devotee because I have been doing that mistake till now. So, by remembering our past mistakes, we can be humble, we can be grateful, we can be respectful. We can be humble because when people are praising us for not making that mistake anymore, we'll remember the past mistake and we'll remain humble. Oh, I was not so great. I was not like born great. Then, second, we'll become grateful to those people who helped us overcome the mistake. Third, we'll be respectful to those people who are still making the mistakes. We'll help them instead of judging them. Therefore, let's let's be very empathetic and sympathetic and very honest when we make mistakes. But point is, you keep on making mistakes and saying sorry, again do the same mistakes. That's not right. Like this elephant may take bath and throw dirt on its body. Then what's the point? So Prabhupada calls them professional sinners. Yeah, you make a mistakes. Accidentally you have made a mistake. Fine, try to avoid it next time. Maybe two, three times more he may make the mistake, but for a period of time you should overcome it. Of course, overnight you will not become perfect. You may make the same mistake 10 times or 20 times, but at least after 20 times you should have some common sense to overcome it. So that attempt should be there. Sincere desire should be there. Then we will not uh, then we have some hope. Otherwise, we are like elephants, as we are seeing in this picture. This elephant bath, manye kunjara sochavat. So, to conclude, Krishna's affection for his devotees is his very nature, and it doesn't decrease even when they commit mistakes accidentally. Just like mother or father, they don't give up their affection for their child just because the child is doing some mistakes. Mm. And he may punish them if necessary, but he never withdraws his loving shelter. As soon as the child understands the mistake and comes back for shelter, naturally the parents are very happy to accommodate them. Mm. So you should chant, render service, try to improve, try to grow, and one day, by Krishna's mercy, we will become perfect. We'll overcome whatever is unwanted and undesirable in our bhakti, right? So a devotee is by nature good, but sometimes there could be some accidental slips or mistakes. But you be kind towards such devotees, and when you make some mistakes, don't give excuses. Don't do any wrong things on purpose. You try to overcome them and keep growing. So these are some thoughts, and the discussion doesn't end here. Tomorrow we'll discuss more. Krishna will speak one more shloka, 31st shloka, how he deals with what happens to someone who makes that mistakes. We'll discuss and we'll conclude this topic tomorrow. Thank you very much. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.